This is Sybert signing into Kane's Wrath on the map, Hampstead Gardens in the north. Playing the Traveler 59. Give it up for Masterleaf. And in the south, rocking the yellow nod. This is Senna. Senna versus Masterleaf, an absolutely iconic duo. They played tons of games together in a similar vein to like Drive and Futurama back when Drive was an active player. They're just sometimes combinations, players who play a lot of matches together, and Senna versus Masterleaf we have seen an absolute ton over the years. And I feel like Masterleaf, we rarely get to see him on Traveler 59. For the last 3 or 4 years, he has been as much on any other faction as he has been on Traveler 59. Perhaps even more known more recently for his Marked of Kane, for maybe even his Zocom, mixing it up with these other factions as he's been working on the 1.02 plus community patch. But today, we get him back on his absolute classic, the thing that he truly is the most well known for, Traveler 59. And Senna playing that nod will deny the buzzer scout there from getting any further intel. And of course, double tib spikes already captured for both players. Buzzer there in the south, and then the other tib spike quite close to the base. MCVs moving towards expansions for both players, and a little bit of a scout. Other than that, a nice macro handshake between both players, agreeing for the current moment that everything is going to be normal. And of course, with a sneaky nod player, that can change at any moment. Okay, we're up to 5 harvesters. Things are looking good. Things are looking normal. So this is not one of those tricky games where in the first 3 minutes there's some wrench thrown into it. And if there is a wrench going to be coming in from Masterleaf, it is going to be scouted. We've got this buggy from Senna, which is going to be a little bit of a persistent scout because it has been 7 harvesters right out of the gate for Masterleaf. He has been constantly producing harvesters, so he has literally no units with which to evict this buggy. Seeker tank now out so he can chase away that buggy, and silliness can begin. But there is harvester number 8 for Masterleaf. Same number of harvesters as he has buildings. Okay, he just built a power plant. But before that moment, he was matching harvesters and buildings. So he is going big eco. We'll see if he climbs all the way up to 10 harvesters. In the past, Masterleaf has on occasion gone for some mega eco builds. I don't expect him to be going that high in this game. But for the moment, Senna is matching those same 8 harvesters. Goes for the second war factory at the natural instead of that 4th total refinery. And we do have the portal deployed quite early from Masterleaf. You may have noticed it there earlier, but we don't have a stasis chamber or anything. It was portal into an extractor, so it does appear that that was a safety portal. He was thinking maybe there's something coming from the nod player, and if there is, I want to be able to pump out a bunch of disintegrators, and now we have the stasis chamber. So after the economy is fully established, 9 harvesters, 4 refineries, then Masterleaf goes into the tech. Even getting his growth accelerators out onto double fields, something often skipped by Scrin players because they are so easy to kill. But in this case, it will actually be paying dividends. Those growth accelerators essentially trapping 2 buggies, getting them killed by those seeker tanks. So Masterleaf is going to be feeling good about that. Composition from Senna appears to be Scorp Buggy, an absolutely classic comp from nod players to deal with Scrin in particular. We are up to the operations center, and it looks like dozer blades are on the way. Love to see it. Flame tanks from Senna. Of course, no blue flame for us to enjoy because he is just plain vanilla nod, but we do have that first piece of tech unlocked for Senna. Buggy's going to be backing up. There goes the radar jamming missile, and Tier 3 is now deployed. So we can go straight into a Redeemer from here. We can get out that engineering facility, and we can go for that late game, or that could be for laser capacitors, and then the classic, like, triple war factory, where you sell down your tech. You can even sell down, after you get dozer blades, you can sell down the operations center and the tech center, and then you just triple war factory, like, buggy, scorpion, you've got lasers, you've got dozers, you've got those critical later game upgrades, and you just go absolutely mass tier 1 units, but with these late game upgrades, and you fuel that with the additional income of selling off those tech structures. On the north side of the map, we do see something a little bit different. We can assume it's a Prodigy coming out here for Masterleaf. So love him or hate him, the Prodigy does arrive. And Masterleaf, he's still got 3. No, he just sold something off. So he's got 6-7 grand in the bank for whatever one clicks he wants to call in. He doesn't have the stasis shield since he is Traveler 59, so he can't instantly stop some of that tech from building or instantly deny some of those units from moving. But he does have the slow field. He does have some other options to him. For now, the Prodigy is staying back home. 4 Mechapedes. And there's the scream heard round the world. The Eradicator Hexapod is out on the map. Laser capacitors long since finished up. So has shard launchers, as these Seekers going to be going toe-to-toe with the Buggies and the Scorpions. Meanwhile, on the south side of the map, it's been a little bit of a slow start to the game, but things are starting to heat up as Masterleaf and Senna both head towards that 3rd base. They're also going to be looking to split the map with their attacks. Masterleaf hoping to sneak into the main base of Senna, do some damage, and once again, Shadow Teams making an appearance from a Nod player to be an later game anti-infantry, or an infantry killer. They are a fantastic anti-infantry option if you can get them. And we don't have the complete sell-off of tech, so Redeemer could still be on the horizon for Senna to match that Eradicator Hexapod. Yeah, no engineering facility yet, just yet, from Senna. Onto the front line, Prodigy looking to cause some problems. Obelisk gets deployed as well, going to be drawing the fire of those avatars. There's the blink back. And okay, just a couple of infantry units spreading across the field. EMP coils have finished up as well. This could be a big, massive EMP and surround for Senna. He's going to be able to get the Prodigy. Everything else gets phased, and the tripods don't actually get EMP'd, so they can walk away. And this is an all-out run here from Masterleaf. From Senna, rather. Okay, for a second I thought he was about to vapor bomb or something on top of the army that already phased. Meanwhile, it is going to be a couple of Seeker tanks moving into the main base of Senna. They will be able to pop that Scorpion tank right as it emerges from the War Factory, and the War Factory ends up going down. Prodigy eliminated, but the Eradicator Hexapod is still around. The Prodigy can be rebuilt to then blink away that Eradicator. No EMP. No, it is the EMP. It finally lands, and the full surround of this Eradicator means that he's going to be burned down by the lasers of Nod. Good night to the Eradicator as Masterleaf strikes on the west side of the map. On the east side, his Eradicator gets deleted, and Havoc will witness the ride forward of the Scorpion tank army into the main base of Masterleaf. And what does Masterleaf actually have for this? Nothing in the main base. One tripod that steps out onto the front line. EMP even going to be locking down that War Factory to assure that nothing else is produced. And now the Prodigy does show up, perhaps a little bit too late. Area mine control. No, he's going to blink forward. 3 tripods onto the front line. He's going to try and fight this out. All of the Scorpions are inside of the slow field, so they're so much less effective. Plus the area mine control, plus the mine control, means that Masterleaf is going to turn this attack on its head. He manages to get the army back away from the front line, deploys the portal, keeps control of the ground area, and even denies the reinforcements, and he will swing around to command and control this group of units. He kills the double vet Scorpion, and he gets basically every single attacking unit that was on the original offensive move, and will be able to knock them down. Everything turning around in a couple of moments there. Masterleaf pulling it back where it looked like his entire main base was just going to get blasted, and instead he turned the attack on its head. Shadow Team's going to be taken to the skies. They managed to get the Prodigy, but not much more. Okay, they will be able to escape from that Seeker tank. They managed to get out of the way of those blasting Tiberium shards. I feel like this might be a record for how late, almost 11-minute Redeemer, when we had the Eradicator so much earlier in the game. Has the Eradicator been rebuilt? No, not quite. The Warp Chasm is back up and functioning, and we can assume that it's an Eradicator on the way at the current moment. However, Scorpion tanks on the right side of the map, Shadow Team's mass militants as well, just either hoping to use the redemption or just hoping that he can overwhelm any infantry with the pathetic gunfire of mass militants. Radar jamming missile fires off again. Another Prodigy just gets sniped! The counterattack will be the Buzzer Swarm getting called in on top of those. As soon as I click away, the Shadow Teams descend, and now it's Tripods being descended upon up on the high ground as these Scorpions light them up with their lasers. These are not lights that you want to be drawn towards. Tripods going to be coming around once again. Masterleaf is going to swing an army around from the low ground to cut off the escape path of Senna's army on the high ground. But this is not the full strength of Senna's army. Masterleaf has been outstripping Senna on the army value. However, this is not the whole thing. There is still a Redeemer somewhere on the map stomping its way one way or another. Right? Okay, there it is. He did not go down while off screen. He will indeed manage to clean up a Seeker tank there. Mine drop on top of the Eradicator takes a big chunk out of its health. It'll take a moment for it to get repaired back up to full, and a couple of shock troopers going to be jumping inside of that Eradicator. This is an absolutely massive army from both players, but it's a pretty low-tech army on the Nod side. There's quite a lot of value on the Skrin side and considerably less on the Nod side, but do not underestimate those rockets. If they get that rear armor, if they find the right targets, they can destroy everything that Masterleaf has. I don't think Senna has any EMP Raider buggies left over, so he's going to have to do this without EMP, which does make it a lot trickier. Without a Prodigy to teleport away this Eradicator, he's going to take a ton of damage. That rear armor showing, and that's a lot of rockets. There's the phase to save the day, and now the tables have turned as the Eradicator is going to be chasing away this army. Goodbye to that army. You got to scatter. When the Eradicator has phase, you can't let him get close. And this is the army value of Masterleaf that you see. 50k worth of army, and not so much for Senna, but he might actually have this Eradicator trapped behind enemy lines. Can the Redeemer block off his escape path a little bit here? The phase has now left him, so this Eradicator is going to take massive damage. Rockets slamming in one after the other. No blink away. It's a dead Eradicator as the Redeemer steps on forward, and this is one blink forward from those shock troopers, but that's not going to be enough. It's going to have to be the artillery shelling from a distance. These Devastator warships need to back away. If they can chip away at this army bit by bit, then they can shut it down. But at the same time, this base is fast just being razed to the ground. On the other side of the map, that's the rest of Masterleaf's army, which is why there is such a lack of units over here. Rocket Squad's diminishing bit by bit as they get blasted by those Devastators. A huge chunk of rockets wiped out in one volley, and the Venoms have not been able to clean up these artillery from the sky. Unfortunately for Senna, he's lost a lot of his ground units. He hasn't lost everything, though. Devastator warship getting chased down that plasma missile battery behind the power plant, doing massive damage to these Venoms, but a couple of Venoms will finally find an angle and be able to knock down those Devastators. The army of Senna has been torn to pieces, but he's still got a Redeemer, he's still got some rockets, and he's still got an MCV moving on forward. Devastator warships looking for the angle, finding themselves some SAM sites, and will they turn and unload on this MCV? There's the lightning spike to deny the deploy, and the MCV just getting chunked by these Devastator warships. They have found the discs to launch, and even as those SAM sites rebuild themselves, the rest of Masterleaf's base cannot. A full base trade from both players as the MCV finally goes down and the Mechapede shows up, those shard weapons activated to cut down the remaining SAM sites. The Tier 3 survives for now, so that'll keep Masterleaf in the game even if everything else gets knocked down. Masterleaf with almost nothing left but an army, 3 buildings out on the field, but fortunately one of them is a no, it's not. The drone ship goes down right on the edge of the range there, and unfortunately now for Masterleaf it is actually just 2 buildings. It's the technology assembler and the power plant. No, it's just down to 1. Masterleaf has to hold everything. The MCVs have gone down for both players, and the stealth field is not keeping anything hidden while it's in low power mode like that. Senna down to just 2 buildings. The technology assembler goes down on the other side of the map, and Masterleaf gets deleted. Senna down to the wire. He realized the last structure of Masterleaf he had already passed, and that will do it as Senna gets the win there. The base trade as the armies pass on opposite sides of the map, and Masterleaf is forced out of the game. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and this is Sybert signing out.